Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will see what's Geist's decision after listening to Testarossa and how capital Rimuru was protected. If you haven't watched previous video or chapter, you can find the link in the description below. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel, and click on the bell, so you won't miss my latest video. Without further ado, let's get started. Geist held his breath for it. What the hell was that? Even if she meant it, Testarossa's movements were quick. She just waved her hand and things happened in a flash. A wall of flame appeared 1 meter in front of the frontmost battle group. The wall of flames disappeared in a flash, and the molten scorch marks on the ground became crystalline, drawing a straight line. I think I've made it very clear. Once you cross that line, you are dead. Don't come in without being fairly aware. Well, take care, everyone. After bowing extremely gracefully, Testarossa said so. Testarossa seems lost her interest, and she turned her head and leave without looking back. Testarossa walked away. This means that the bargaining is over. Ranga also looked like he took it for granted, tail wagging from side to side. It was just the short figure sitting on his back who kept looking over at Geist their side, but none of that mattered to Geist at all. I can't believe you don't think of me. What do you think I am? And in the face of such a large army, it would be too arrogant to bluff like that. Geist was furious. It's as if his beliefs so far have been smashed to pieces and lost their cool in a flash. This was supposed to be the attitude the Empire took towards its enemies. How dare you? The messenger's attitude had set Geist on fire, and the fear that had just been embraced in his heart disappeared. Geist thus made an error of judgment. It's 5 meters from Testarossa. It's right in the middle ground between Ranga and Geist and the rest. How can you just go back unscathed? He had made up his mind. It was not at all important to the Empire to treat the messenger with the courtesy that was due. If only the other side would surrender, otherwise they would be completely ravaged. By analogy, Testarossa's attitude was an insult to the Empire, and Geist considered it enough to justify war. Can you hear me? Yes. Communications are good. Shoot that arrogant woman through her head. Afterwards the reverse direction was reversed, allowing 20 magic tanks to come to the front and fire their shells together. Let the monsters that lurk in the forest see the power of our empire. Geist ordered quietly through his player. Snipers dedicated to the command vehicle took the lead in responding. They immediately raised their sniper rifles to lock on to Testarossa. Then the silent bullets were fired through the magic gun, which was specially designed for long range. The magic gun was originally a small magical weapon, but its long-range counterpart has an improved range of up to 2 kilometers. It's not even 10 meters away, so it can definitely be hit and kill someone. The bullet is wrapped in the elemental magic, Great Flaming Sphere, but what happens to those if they are launched inside? It doesn't take much thinking to know that the subject matter will burn out from the inside out and eventually explode and burn up. Even for magical creatures that are highly resistant to magic, the inside of the body is usually defenseless. There was no way to escape the vicious supersonic shells, and Testarossa was going to die. Geist was convinced of it. The moment the bullet is fired and passes over the border, Testarossa turned her head. That face was very wicked and very beautiful. Next, Geist widened his eyes in surprise. The vicious bullet, which was supposed to run through Testarossa, was blocked by her slender index finger. This magic-bearing bullet has come to 3 times the speed of sound at its initial velocity. The magic contained in it was gently grabbed and thrown away before it was time to be liberated. It was like treating it as a boring toy in general. That's your answer, isn't it? Very good. This answer is great. Then let's go head to head. Leaving this to go and rendezvous with Ranga, Testarossa never looked back. Immediately afterwards, she left the scene as if nothing had just happened. Geist almost went into a panic mode, but he pressed on by sheer force of will. Fear and humiliation are put on the scale to be measured, and in the end it is humiliation that wins the day. The average soldier has no idea what just happened. Only Geist himself and the sniper had noticed what had just happened. In that case, we will proceed directly according to the plan and sweep with the strongest weapons and magic tank guns. In this way, we can also preserve our dignity as a soldier of the Empire. Lieutenant General Geist, what should we do? What should we do? Don't panic. Don't let that illusion fool you. We are the glorious Imperial Army. To win the victory for His Majesty the Emperor, let's go ahead with the plan and start firing the shells. In conjunction with Geist's loud orders, the battle group listed on the left simultaneously moved in. They didn't take the warning seriously at all. In order to keep a proper distance from the vehicles in front, the magic tank units began to advance as they crossed the state line. The war had begun. It started more easily than one might think. Testarossa drew the final warning line that the Imperial Army did not hesitate to cross. It was at this moment that the Eastern Empire began to enter a state of war with us. Looks like it's already started. Yeah. It all starts now. The look was high and mighty. Sitting up on the slightly raised chair on her toes, Ramiris conversed with Veldora. I let out a sigh. It's not like we're playing a game, it's war as if it were. I wish their nerves would tighten a bit and correspond with a more serious attitude. Don't worry about those first. Let's get the town to take refuge. I know. It's all on me, Master Ramiris. Ramiris responded full in energy after listening my pleas. The next second, the capital, Rimuru, had silently isolated itself to the interior of the maze. It was all for the sake of acting so as not to be discovered by the enemy, which is why we delayed the town quarantine and implemented it at the nick of time. But we don't need any more acting. When they disregarded Testarossa's advice, we used it ungraciously. By the way, Trainee has something she wants me to pass on. After isolating the town in 3 or 2 strokes, suddenly, Ramiris remembered the incident and said so out of her mouth. It seems to mean that she sensed the presence of a suspicious person and went to say hello. Ha, what do you mean? I don't know. I'm not sure. I am stupid to ask her. It would be useless to ask for a detailed report from Ramiris. That being said, I'm not in a position to complain when she's not under my command. And with her involvement in our country's wars, the mere willingness to help us is appreciated. Besides, the other one was Miss Trainee. Well, come to think of it, that person wasn't careful enough at some point. Sui, is there any way to deal with the intruder? I was a little worried, so I confirmed it with Sui. That part's okay. The next thing you need to do is to run according to the plan, and to guard the gate on the ground. It looks like I'm overthinking it, which is a relief for now. There seemed to be a few spies invading, but the Blue Dark congregation below Sui would take care of that. There should be no need to worry too much. Again, about the individual floors. The 91st floor to 95 floors all moved to 96 to 100. The towns on the ground have all moved to the lowest level of the maze, the temporary 101st floor. If you want to get to this side, you'd have to beat Veldora. By common sense, we would have been defeated by that point. As for the critical final defense, we intend to put it on the 95th level. The 91 to 94 floors were all dragon rooms, and after breaking through these levels you would come to the large room where Veldora sat. There's also the control room, in the back where we're staying. If Veldora is defeated, we will buy time there. Take this time to get the town back on the ground and let Geld's troops step up to the defense and help the residents escape. Seriously, it's reluctant, so hopefully this time the floor guardians can cheer. At least the interior of the maze was defensively sound. It should be said that even if one wanted to fight to the 95th floor, it would be impossible for an ordinary army. Because of the battle against people, service inside the maze is naturally suspended altogether. Of course, no resurrection bracelets will be given out, and you can't stay in a hotel and go to the bathroom, etc. In such cases, things like food must be prepared by the adventurers themselves. The water feeds that occur every 5 floors are also expected to be closed, making them relatively more difficult. If you want to seriously tackle the maze, let alone for days, I think it could be months. It's not that more people are better, more people are more likely to get in the way. According to the information given by them in Gadra, Imperial soldiers seem to have been modified. Even if you can move around without eating or drinking for a week, it shouldn't be easy to get around the maze. We ran simulations with several knights from Western countries and found that it was impossible to successfully navigate the maze. Even if the Imperial army was better than them, they still couldn't break through easily. It's probably just me being paranoid. It's better not to be too worried. It is also possible for them to skim the maze directly, so we can only match the moves of the enemy. That's pretty much it, our side is ready. We have also informed the surrounding countries of the Empire's actions, and presumably they are now praying for a victory for our country. In order to cope with the worst-case scenario, the West is equipped with military units that are ready to stand by, and afterwards they are expected to adapt to the situation at hand. That's what happened, and I pulled my attention back to the battlefield. That's all for today. Hope you enjoy the video. For the next upload, we will see how was the war between Rimuru's comrades and the Empire. See you in my next video.